Hi, thank you for visiting. I'm back to teaching IELTS reading, and this is from IELTS 19, reading passage 1. But before we proceed, I would suggest that you get a copy of the passage so that you can underline or highlight the context clues or the keywords that I'm going to show you in the following slides. Okay, number 1. 40 years ago, there were fewer butterflies in Britain than at present. The answer is false. Why? Because in paragraph 1, it says, according to conservationists, populations of around 2/3 of butterfly species have declined in Britain over the past 40 years. There's a difference between 40 years ago and over the past 40 years. When you say 40 years ago, the decline happened 40 years ago and that's it. It stopped. But over the past 40 years, it means the decline has been happening over the past 40 years, maybe every year in the period of 40 years. And that's why the answer is false. Number 2, caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. A predator is an animal that eats another animal. So the answer is true. Why? Because it says here, caterpillars act as prey for birds as well as bats and other small mammals. So, number of different predators refer to birds, bats, and other mammals. And that's why the answer is true. Number 3. Phenology is a term used to describe a creature's ability to alter the location of a life cycle event. Now, the answer is false. Why? Because in paragraph 2 it says, scientists refer to the timing of such life cycle events as phenology. So the phenology refers to timing, not the location. And that's why the answer is false. Number 4, some species of butterfly have a reduced lifespan due to spring temperature increases. Now, the answer is not given. Why? Because in paragraph 3, it doesn't tell us whether the species of butterfly have decreased due to spring temperature increases. It doesn't say here. Now, oftentimes my students would ask me, what is the difference of false and not given? Well, false if the statement contradicts what is written in the passage, and not given if there is no evidence of the statement in the passage. Okay, let's see. Look at this. Number 5. There's a clear reason for the adaptations that butterflies are making to climate change. The answer is false. Why? Because it says in paragraph 3, the answer is still unknown, but a new study is seeking answers to these questions. So this contradicts the statement in number 5 is a clear reason, but what we see in paragraph 3 in the passage, the answer is still unknown. So there is a contradiction, clear reason between unknown, and that's why the answer is false. Number 6. The data used in the study was taken from work of amateur butterfly watchers. The answer is true. Why? Because it says here, the researchers pulled together data from millions of records that had been submitted by butterfly enthusiasts. Who are these? These are people who spend their free time observing the activities of different species. They are amateurs, they are not paid researchers. They make this, it is their hobby. It says here, spend their free time. It's their hobby to observe the activities of different species. So that's why the answer is true. Now, from 7 to 13, we'll see different species of butterflies with their names. The first one is the small blue. Lives in large, what is the answer? Colonies. In paragraph, where do you find the answer? You find it in paragraph 5. For these species, such as Britain's tiniest butterfly, the dainty small blue, whose colonies are up to 100 strong. Large is 100 strong. colonies, do you see the same word here? And small blue, you see small blue here. First appears at the start of number 8, spring. Where do you find that? In paragraph 6, paragraph 6, continuation here. Colonies up to 100 strong, some develop into butterflies early in spring here. Spring, spring, small blue, as we saw earlier. There's another species, the high brown fritillary. Has one reproductive cycle, is considered to be more endangered than other species. Paragraph 7, the beautiful high brown fritillary, often described as Britain's most endangered butterfly, is in this group. Okay, so high brown fritillary, endangered, more endangered than others is the same as saying most endangered butterfly. Number 10, its caterpillars occupy a limited range of habitats. Here you find that in paragraph 7. It is found only in woodland and limestone pavement habitats. So habitat. Limited is another way of saying it's only found in certain places. That's why it's limited. Woodland and limestone pavement only. That's why, and the answer is habitat. You find it here, the same. There's another species, the silver-studded blue, is already able to reproduce twice a year in warm areas of, answer, Europe, where, paragraph 8, many of Britain's single-generational species show the capacity in continental Europe to add a second generation in years that are sufficiently warm. So warm, Europe, and where is that? Reproduce twice a year to add a second generation in years. Twice a year, second generation here. That's the silver-studded blue. And we still have another, the last species, the white admiral, found in southern England, areas of England. In paragraph 9, you see the white admiral of southern England. So white and white. Both climate change and the number 13, diet of the caterpillar, are possible reasons for the decline. In paragraph 9, this may be because the caterpillar exists solely on a diet of a plant called honeysuckle, but it is also likely to be due to climate change. So both climate change and diet. So you find diet here and you find climate change here. Now let me just add a few tips about the IELTS reading. So you notice that it was easy to find the answer in passage 1. Why? Because you just look at the proper nouns or the specific names of people, places, and numbers, and find them in the passage. And that's why IELTS advises that you should only spend 15 minutes in passage 1, 20 minutes in passage 2, and 25 minutes in passage 3, because passage 3 is the most difficult. So context clues, look for context clues, names of people, places, and things that start with capital letters, or in other words, proper nouns. And look at numbers or years or percentages. That's one tip on how to answer passage 1. If you have any questions, please write them on the comments below and I'll get back to them in the next videos. So thank you for visiting and see you in the next video.